since he wore purple all the time, could we legally call him the Grapist?
That's why everyone going with the Mephisto theories. I was like,
Look at this children's book. This is all our answers.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Happy 616th Marvel family. I am your host, as always, the Funny Hatter, and to my left we have Victor the X-Man, and then to my right we have Angelo, Why Hedgehog Fly. Introduce yourself, say hi at the same time. What the?
Hey, what's up?
What the fuck was that? Did you just kill a baby?
Oh yeah, it's like I could do like a baby crying. That's like.
shout out to voice acting, folks.
I really got you.
What? You can just do that?
He tricked you all.
I am an actor.
Oh my god, that actually it sounded like either a real baby or like you were about to do Elmo.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, besides babies, because we don't allow babies on the show, today our topic is gonna stop laughing. Stop laughing.
I'm sorry. I'm just getting the image of like a baby just like sitting there and like Joe Rogan or something, and Joe Rogan's just like, so what do you think about like the current housing economy? And the baby's just sitting there, like looking around.
Have you ever heard of the ship of Theseus?
That's just what it's discussed on, podcasts. It's or talk shows. It's just philosophy debates of identity and metaphysics.
Absolutely, that's the future of podcasting right there. Philosophy.
Yeah. Be ready for it, folks.
Or will you be? Anyway, the topic for today is was a request on one of our other episodes from 3 other people that I just so happen to know, talking about their favorite voice actors, and since specifically in Marvel, and since there are so many voice actors that have voiced so many characters that Marvel owns, I figured might as well just start with one character that has been voiced by many other people, and then we can just continue on with this series of our favorite voice actors. Because if we just talked about our favorite voice actors in Marvel, I think it'd just be a wasted potential and amount of resources we can talk about. So today we're only going to be talking about one character from Marvel for now, and then we'll continue on the same way, just at random times. So today, we are going to be talking about the voice actors of a very special and very popular Marvel character, Wolverine.
Wolverine.
Yeah.
Wolverine.
Wolverine.
Yeah, lots of passion there.
Yeah. Everybody knows who Wolverine is. If you don't, well, why are you here? Wolverine
Get out!
Get out! So, if you don't know who Wolverine is a mutant from the X-Men series. I mean, he didn't originally start out as X-Men. Originally, he started out actually as a villain for the Hulk, to where he was just some guy with some knives in his gloves to take on a
perfectly normal thing.
Yeah. As you do, like whenever you get angry enough, you go out into the world to find yourself. You put knives in your gloves that can pop out, and you decide to fight a giant green rage monster out of nowhere. Yeah. It's just instinct,
Wolverine was just supposed to be like a guy that just equipped cutlery to his arms just to fight the Hulk and get some money.
Exactly. Exactly. Nothing else, nothing more. So, ever since that happened, Wolverine became a popular character to where the writers wanted to do something more with him, so they decided to make him a mutant like in the X-Men. And although mutants have basically like one superpower, he has like a plethora of superpowers actually. He can heal like really fast. He's got senses of an animal to where like all of his senses are like heightened. And then later he gets kidnapped. They put metal into his bones to make him into a weapon. And depending on the interpretation, he either was given claws, like metal claws into his arms, or he already had claws and they just coated it in indestructible metal. Ever since, he has made big appearances on the big screen and X-Men movies and solo movies alike, mostly portrayed by Hugh Jackman. Everybody loves Hugh Jackman, that rascally Australian man that runs a coffee company now.
Boy.
Yeah.
Is he actually?
Yeah, it's Laughing Man. I think that's the company name. Because, yeah, it is Laughing Man. Because he and Ryan Reynolds did like a commercial to where like
yeah, they like
Hugh
roast
Jackman...
each other's companies, promote
exactly.
them.
Yeah, because Ryan Reynolds owns a gin company, Aviation Gin, I think.
Yeah.
And they came together to do like a joke commercials to where, I mean, they're real commercials, but like they do joke commercials where, like Victor said, that they roast each other. And one of them, Ryan Reynolds, like the idea is like he called in a truce, and so he made like $1,000 commercial advertising Laughing Man. And then Hugh Jackman is like sitting there like in shock because it looks like really well made, right? And then he's like, you don't have to show mine. It's like, oh, come on, Hugh, you're already here. Let's do it. All right. And like, so he doesn't spend any money on him whatsoever because Hugh Jackman thought it was a joke that they were still continuing the rivalry. So he's like, opens it and like he just he puts it to its side, lets it pour out. He doesn't even drink it. He's just sitting there and like flicks the cap. He's like, "Yeah, I'm sorry, mate. I thought we were still pranking each other." And like Ryan Reynolds is like in shock. It's like, why would you do that? I spent like $1 million making that commercial for you. He's like, yeah, sorry. And like in the commercial, he's like
Ryan Reynolds is a complete and total. The gin's pretty great though. I'll have to try it someday.
Pretty expensive gin.
Yeah. Yeah. Ryan Reynolds does not make that gin cheap either, too.
Damn. Well, I imagine not. You know,
No.
you're paying for the name. I feel like
That is true. Whenever you pay for liquor, you're basically paying for the name because that's all it really is. Like some liquor has like its own flavor and whatnot, but I've learned over the years since I'm not an alcoholic, I'm a drunk, so get it right.
Yeah.
That some, depending on the brand name, that's what really sells.
oh yeah, definitely.
So there's that. But we're not here to talk about liquor today. We're here to talk about a short man with metal in his bones, who's very angry all the time.
A little man with a big heart.
Yeah, little man with a big heart.
And
Yeah,
a big
exactly.
temper.
Very big temper. Could be considered a furry midget legally.
Yeah.
But that's not really the topic here. The topic here is
Furry midget.
Can you say that? Like, is it okay to say that?
I don't know. If I find out that it is too offensive, I'll do something about it. But if not, I'm not going to do anything about it whatsoever.
Okay.
Because the only thing I'm going to censor on my podcast, I will either cut it out or I will leave it in. And the only thing I will censor on my podcast is I cannot stand that, and that will not stand on my podcast.
Yeah. Such a visual medium.
Sluts.
Mm-hmm. I have standards. I do have standards. So, besides that, legal and offensive names or titles, we are going to be talking about Wolverine and the many people who have voice acted for Wolverine. So, to keep it nice and short, we're only going to stick for one voice actor per person who gets to speak. And since there are so many voices for Wolverine. I really doubt that there's going to be like a mix between like people like deciding like the same person. So we are going to go to the Wheel of Fortune finally, and we are going to see who gets to talk first because they're my favorite person of the day. So as the spiel wins. As the wheel spins, we get to see who gets to talk first. And that's going to be my favorite person of the day, Victor! Congratulations!
Yeah!
It's funny because varying from podcast to podcast, they can either be your least favorite person or your favorite person, depending on who goes first.
Yes.
I know,
It's
right?
funny.
I don't like the system. Does it work? Maybe. I don't know. But it's just there. That's just what we got.
Yeah, that's the best system that we got, so we're going for it. So yeah, the Wolverine time. So for this one, I did look into different Wolverine voice actors, quite a plethora of them. Definitely, I wanted to go for a different option that is quite amazing. That I've been watching the sort of underrated franchise Marvel started and then ended rather quickly, which is their anime line.
Oh, is that the one with the blade in it?
Yes, Blade
The
was
one where
one of the
Dio's voice actor
forerunners.
the one where Dio's voice actor voices Deadpool.
No,
Really?
I think that was a different one. Yeah, that was Marvel Disc Wars, where there was like a
okay.
bunch of like kids who like threw these sort of discs that then like transformed them into the Avengers or something.
Beyblade.
Yeah, it was basically Beyblade, except you could transform into the Avengers.
Huh.
And like
You would've
Deadpool was
thought-
like roasting them.
Of course he would be.
Yeah.
Of course he's going to make those comparisons.
Yeah, he would roast them. But in this case, we're not talking about that specific Marvel anime universe, because yes, it is true, there have been multiple. But this one is like slightly different, that they were starting. Basically, like a lot of cases of like heroes like established to be in the U.S. Moving to like Japan for like various different actions, which actually featured another one of my favorite Marvel voice actors, but this one in this case was a different one being added to the Marvel universe for the first time for this role, and that being for Marvel anime Wolverine, and that being Milo of Ventimiglia. Ventimiglia plays Logan, aka the Wolverine, in the series, and yeah, he's pretty good with it. Wolverine, of course, compared to the other Marvel animes, as you can imagine, fits in far better in Japan than the rest of them, considering that he's
Oh,
actually
he's a
been
very
there.
handsome man. I just looked him up.
Yeah, he is for sure. Like, he was actually the one of the mains on one of the last episodes that I've had, the cheat day on Heroes, the NBC show. He was one of the central characters in that one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Andy was in Grown Ups too.
Yep.
Wait. Was he in Grown Ups 2 or was he in Grown Ups 2?
Grown Ups too, I think. I was
Like this-
looking up the IMDb.
Like the second one.
Yeah. Yeah, he's also had such roles as This Is Us, as well as I think a few other ones. Surprisingly, The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was his debut.
Whoa,
Huh.
that's crazy.
Weird.
Yep. Quite a debut for an actor, because yeah, there's quite a few prominent faces on that one. But yeah, for his Wolverine, like, he was like a very different one from your sort of like gravelly voiced Wolverines, because you know typically you got a lot of actors who do that with Wolverine, and probably a few when it comes to picks to come. No offense to anyone else's later options. So like I love them as well. I just wanted to go for a very underrated but still amazing option here for this one. Like with Milo, he's very useful Wolverine for sure.
Don't worry. I'm more than certain that everybody's going to be looking in the opposite direction of either Hugh Jackman and Stephen Bloom.
Well, now we definitely can't say them because you just gave it away.
Yep.
I had a feeling I didn't want to say it was cheating, but if you know your voice actors, you kind of are cheating.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Like Steve Bloom is like one of the quintessential like people to know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Which ironically he was in this like Marvel anime universe. He was just in the X-Men one instead of the Wolverine one.
Mm-hmm.
Like they had different Wolverine voice actors for the two of them.
Yeah, I remember that. That was odd. I mean, I haven't seen all of it, but I do remember seeing that they were like, it was like the same animation, but they were like two different voice actors. Like, what the? Why?
I guess to like make them distinctive from each other. Like, you know, Milo's supposed to play like the younger version of him, but he's not that much younger because he's Wolverine. He's literally immortal. But
yeah, it's not like he ages all that much.
Yep. It's been a few weeks, bub. I've changed my voice. But yeah, Milo gives like
it's my turn on the Xbox.
I got older 3 weeks ago. Wait, you just got older? Yes.
Yeah.
I don't sound like a kid anymore.
I mean, that's sort of the troubling thing with like immortals in like fiction. Wolverine should have been like a child forever since like discovering his mutant abilities, but like.
Well, I mean, in X-Men, in most interpretations, like they say, like the X gene like really kicks in your mutation like during puberty. So I would think that like once he like turns like 15 or like 18 or somewhere in
yeah,
between,
I guess it's the
aging.
specific mutant conceptual origin. Yeah, that would be true. Like the only inconsistency would be, I guess, like teenager likeness, like. But I guess I decided to cut Logan a break and like go, yeah, we're not gonna trap you as a teenager forever.
Yeah, we're not gonna make you an immortal child, unlike some other movie that we know that's an immortal child for absolutely no reason.
But yeah, with Milo, he very much is more going for that younger Wolverine style. He's a very useful Wolverine, but the grit it gets to him when the time comes for like the action beats there to really show that like this guy's been around the block for a while. Yeah, it's sort of like the Doctor in a way, which is fitting considering on Heroes he did work with Christopher Eccleston. But where like he was in denial of like his time as an immortal in a way for like when joining in with like new companions and such. And this version of Logan very much has that vibe with his voice. Like he's trying to appeal as like young at heart to a lot of his allies, even people who clearly known him for years. And like Milo has that energy to him when playing the Wolverine, and the animation of course translates to that because anime, very much a lot of energy to it. Lots of like fast track lines, like black lines across the screens to show the streaking of the energy, of the claws and such. In motion, stabbing through dudes and stuff like that. And of course the very anime-like poses for Logan, just strolling about, slouching, all cool like. Like this is very much a Cowboy Bebop style Wolverine, in a way.
Yeah, very much so from what I've seen.
Yeah. And yeah, but you can tell with this one, even and both in his dialogue, but also his energy when he speaks. Like, he's a very sincere Wolverine. Like, this is an attractive but authentic man. Like, you know, he says, but you know, he's quite brutal with his foes still. But he doesn't have, like, compassion, you know. There's a lot of soul in contrast, like, straight off the bat with this Wolverine.
Mm-hmm.
Which is quite interesting. I do like that. Like, it's a very different performance. I wouldn't say, like, a betrayal of the character. Like, you know, if Wolverine's not constantly, like, shoving people off his shoulder, you know, he's not Wolverine. Like,
I thought you were about to say shoving people off of buildings.
I mean, he does do that. He does surprisingly do that. Yep. He is quite daring, still, even here, with the murders, for stabbing people, and like, and yeah, that is, I think he did end up voicing Wolverine for the show, but still, like, pretty well done with it. I wouldn't say, like, the moments of, like, him going from, like, to, like, this very sincere Logan, like, were that much in contrast or, like, indifferent to each other. Because he does play both, like, rather well. They don't feel contradictory. Like, his rage is definitely for his compassion for, like, his allies, his love interest to Mariko. Like, it all sort of intercedes there. With, like, you know, him trying to rectify his past with his future. And yeah, that is very much a trait of this Wolverine. He is an immortal who wishes to feel, like, young at heart. In a lot of ways with this voice. Like, it's a performance to match this particular Wolverine. In a lot of great ways, I feel.
So is that why this voice actor sticks out the most to you about Wolverine? Because of, like, the sincerity that he possesses for the character? Hello?
Yeah, sorry. Just was pressing the recording button again for the second part here. But yeah, I think that definitely is, like, a major trait. That sincerity definitely, like, you know, allows him to be emotional for the softer moments of Wolverine in here for this anime, but also, like, for the action scenes, you feel more invested, therefore, because of that performance. Like, you're emotionally invested because he is emotionally invested. Like, Milo definitely, like, feels that way, very much so. Like, you know, it's not only looks like an attractive man, but he sounds like a very attractive man.
Oh, okay, I see why you like him all that much. It's because you got yourself a case of the hornies for Wolverine, isn't it? That's it, right?
I mean, typically, not much, because I'm sorry for short kings everywhere, but Wolverine is typically the most, like, ugly lumberjack man of all time. I'm sorry.
Hugh Jackman ruined Wolverine by being handsome.
Oh, damn.
He ruined Wolverine because he made him attractive.
Yep. I'm sorry, this episode is really just gonna seem, like, bigoted towards short kings everywhere. And I feel so bad.
Like fart blood.
Yeah, that's why we had to go with voice actors, because if we were just talking about actors for Wolverine, we'd only be talking about Hugh Jackman.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, there'd be that too. Like, you know, in terms of live action actors, like, we'd only be, like, from limited capacities, like, recurring roles that, like, gotten multiple actors, but like, yeah. The voice actors is less physical judging, but yeah, for Wolverine, that doesn't matter apparently. But yeah, this is definitely going for the tall Wolverine. Like they were definitely influenced by their movie counterparts. For a few of these animes. For a few of these productions, I'd say the only exception being Blade, because of how like there have been like very few incarnations of Blade beyond, of course, the Wesley Snipes version. But
and soon to come,
yeah,
what's his name?
Mahershala Ali.
Mahershala Ali. There we go.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, Wolverine. Therefore, yeah, he does like he's tall and like he doesn't necessarily look like Hugh Jackman like per se. Like I wouldn't say he really has that look to him, but that's mostly because like this is a younger Wolverine.
Yeah.
So it more has that vibe to him. Like you can't really have the Hugh Jackman like wrinkles or facial hair exactly when he's supposed to be a younger man here. Because well, he's an attractive dude. Anime must have the attractive young people.
Oh yeah, that's
starring him.
That's basically law of anime.
Well, I love the young people.
Very weird way to describe it. But and yeah, this guy definitely appeals to that market without like going into like YA voice territory. Where like the voice is just like trying to be like super forced to be like attractive in a way, like going for the sort of raspy or like forcefully spoken, like I prefer some bit of sincerity with a voice that is supposed to be attractive in a way here, and I think this Wolverine definitely has that. While also being brutal, because he's gonna be slaughtering a whole bunch of people as Wolverine does.
That's the law of Wolverine. That's just how things have to work for Wolverine.
Yeah, so like even if he is like having this like sincere moment with Erica, he then has to stab a whole bunch of people and bring that sincerity into emotional rage. Which, like, there is, of course, the anime screams. That is a requirement by law.
As you do.
You'll destroy world!
Yeah.
You're a disgrace to the X-Men!
Yep. And, he does have that one, but with a lot of, there's a combination of screams and the Wolverine snarls, sort of vibe, but it is like he adds that more over time. Like he spaces it out so that way that doesn't become like the mindless rage of the performance. Like it's strategically put in like once he's tired out over time, as like his healing factor is catching up to him, sort of deal. Which I do feel is interesting that he does space it out so that way he can continue being the ultimate heartthrob Wolverine in between there. Saves the vocal cords, make sure they're safe for the next time.
Well, awesome. Well, thank you very much for sharing that. I'm definitely gonna have to check out the anime. I just noticed like every time I say that, I always have to like check out everything because I know nothing that everybody else knows. So I have a lot of homework to do. But thank you very much for sharing that voice actor with us, and hopefully we'll see more of him voicing Wolverine in the future. If he doesn't want to do that, then oh well. I'm just glad we got that version of Wolverine.
So no for you. It's no for you, Milo. After you're done with This Is Us, get back to Wolverine.
Immediately, get back in Marvel Studios.
Yep. Like, they're not doing anything X-Men related since purchasing it, so, take your opportunity, take your shot, recommend them a project, pitch an entire thing.
Alrighty. Well, thank you very much once again for sharing, and now we're going to head back to the Wheel
Yeah,
of
no problem.
Torture. This time we're going to find out who is my least favorite person of the day as they get to talk. Could it be me? Possibly. I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty good at self-loathing.
There's a 50-50 chance.
Yeah, it's basically a coin toss at this point, so... excuse me. So we're going to have to find out who's my least favorite person. He gets to talk next. Oh no, could it be? Could it be? Angelo. You are my least favorite person of the day, so... and remember, you know who not to talk about.
That's right. So anyway, Hugh Jackman did actually voice Wolverine at one point. No, I'm kidding. So I'm not gonna lie, this wasn't a great start for this voice acting series because I know next to nothing about Wolverine. But I just found out that Mark Hamill voiced Wolverine. What?
Oh yes, that is correct. He did.
Yep.
I had
He
no
did.
clue. I was just looking
In,
up Wolverine voice actors and I panicked like, fuck, I need to find one. And then I saw
Yeah.
that Mark Hamill voiced
That was
him.
for X2 Wolverine's Revenge.
Actually, it was X3 Wolverine's Revenge, so...
Oh, shut up. You're the one who didn't know the voice actors for Wolverine.
Yeah.
Back to your fucking corner. You little baby.
I mean, I can't say much about the character because, you know, I haven't played the game. And I don't know a lot about Wolverine. But listening to Mark Hamill's performance, yeah, it sounds like Mark Hamill.
Well, that's Mark Hamill for you.
But that doesn't
I
mean
can
he's
tell.
bad. Mark Hamill's never bad, you know? Like, he's good, even in the bad stuff that he's in. Like the Killing Joke movie. But,
I mean, he still did a good job there.
Yes, he did, but God, I actually went to the theaters to see that.
oh, you unfortunate soul.
What sucks is, so my brother and I, we became like really big Batman fans like after Arkham City, so we started like doing all our homework and stuff.
Same.
I mean, we both like Batman, but it was like it's not to the point where we're like super nerds where you're like what does a Riddler learn at the end of Hush? It's like, oh, we know that. How many
I'm
Robins
in
are
the
there?
exact same boat.
Obviously 6. So we're at that point, and we're like, hey, they're gonna show the Killing Joke at like the movies for like one night all over the place. Like, yeah, let's go do it. So we go over there and we watch, and the last part was pretty cool, but the bat cest, that was not fun to watch.
I was not a fan. Listen, I love Bruce Timm, okay? He like, BTAS was my shit. When I saw reruns of it on the hub, you better know that I was DVRing that shit. But, like, he's a weird dude sometimes.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
really took that in a very weird direction. Like,
could
yeah,
tell
love the
that-
guy, love him,
Yeah.
but no. Why would you do that?
You can tell that he shipped Batgirl and Batman, which is quite weird. If you know anything about them, it's like a surrogate family type of thing, like an uncle-niece relationship, but not that kind of uncle and niece relationship. You know?
Yeah, that's why I said Batcest.
Yeah, it's not fun.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to Mark
I mean-
Hamill.
Well, real quick, I mean, they already implied in like Batman Beyond that there was like something going on there already, but it's still it's one thing to hear about it and a very different thing to actually see it.
It's still kind of weird. If any
know.
couple had to exist, maybe Dick Grayson, you know. But he's already with Starfire in like most comics, so like, just
And people
don't.
prefer that one anyway, yeah.
Just don't.
He's back and forth and stuff, but yeah.
Yeah, it's like, I'd rather prefer seeing Batgirl paralyzed again than her fucking Batman.
Yeah, it's But anyway, yeah, Mark Hamill, he's actually the reason I got into voice acting, pretty much. Because this was after, like, I had seen Batman Beyond, Return of the Joker, which I hadn't any like, things on it, and I had seen Star Wars, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I look at the credits and I see Mark Hamill, I'm like, whoa, this guy can also be this guy? And that, like...
He can act?
Yeah, like, it's like an actor or something. and I like blew my tiny baby brain, and
Yeah.
so I think Mark Hamill, yeah, he does an awesome job with most of his roles. Although you can definitely tell that it's him. It is kind of like a Troy Baker situation, you know, where I've heard him in so much stuff that like I'm not fatigued by him at all.
Pinpoint him.
Because there are some roles I just think that he just knocks out of the park, and he can't really be replaced on it, like Joker, obviously. Hopefully WB doesn't start making voice AIs of him.
Oh, you know they will. Ever since Disney gave like the okay to do that, everybody's gonna do that now.
Yeah, and if they do, it's not gonna be the same because his is very specific.
Yeah, he has a very unique way of capturing a performance as shown by, you know, various duplicates of his work.
Oh yeah.
The behind the scenes on the Arkham games is pretty crazy to see him like perform. His like face transforms into the Joker. It's scary.
It gives me nightmares and I love it.
Yeah. His Wolverine voice is kind of, I don't want to say it's like a excuse me. I don't want to say it's like a precursor to Steve Bloom, but I can hear like a subtle like foundation for what would later become his voice.
Yeah, I agree. Voice. Yeah, they sound very similar.
Yeah. And I think just like Steve Bloom is like the perfect voice for that short man. Yeah.
All the short bigotry going on here.
This is the short bigotry podcast. It's like a stretched photo of the Avengers so they all look short. But yeah, I mean, I don't have too much else to say. Again, because I haven't really played the game and I don't know a lot about Wolverine. So, yeah, Mark Hamill, pretty cool guy.
Okay, so what you did hear Mark Hamill doing, like, did you look up him like playing the voice like in the game?
I did. I haven't seen like the game a lot, but I have looked up like what he sounds like in the game.
Do you think he sounds like Wolverine or no?
Yeah, I think so. Again, I don't know a lot about Wolverine. But
it's okay. I'll fix that in about a year.
Gotcha.
I'll just like edit your mindset, I guess.
you'll like Frankenstein together, so I'm like, I love Wolverine.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know anything about Wolverine. I love Wolverine.
I know anything about Wolverine.
I know Wolverine. Yeah. He is my bestest of friends.
What was I talking about? Oh my god.
Mark Hamill as Wolverine.
Oh yeah. You did a good job. That's it.
Okay, well, since I did steal it from you, you know what? Just talk about Steve Bloom, because I know you know about Steve Bloom.
Just talk about Steve Bloom.
I know that's who you were gonna talk about. Just do it.
I was not, but I'll talk about Steve Bloom. I actually met Steve Bloom one time at a convention.
Oh damn!
He's a very nice man, a very passionate man, and I respect the hell out of it. He is the voice that I quote unquote grew up on, and by grew up on I mean like anytime I saw Wolverine I'd be like, hey, it's fucking Steve Bloom. Like he was the voice in the Marvel game. I think this was my first exposure to him, which is showing like how young / old I am. I don't know which one.
Somewhere in between. You exist because
I do.
Steve Bloom.
I do indeed exist, so that's good to know. I'm not fading away from reality right now, so that's good. I do think he's quite versatile.
Mhm.
Yeah. When it comes to stuff, but again, you can always tell that it's him. I hear him the most as like thugs. I feel like in like Arkham games.
Oh yeah, it's weird. I mean,
Which-
Steve Bloom's got a really big name, like in the world of voice acting, and yet he still gets like really little roles in like fucking Batman.
Yeah, he.
I think that was actually Nolan North, but yeah.
Nolan North. Yeah, him and Nolan North. It's really weird, especially since like Troy Baker and Nolan North are like best buddies, and they're getting like roles all the time together. Like those two are still like, what's the word I'm looking for? They're like always like the go-to for thugs for some reason.
Yeah,
Typecast.
definitely.
Yeah. Bigotry of high-profile voice actors.
I went to a Q&A with him, and I asked him like what made him want to get into voice acting, and he was saying that like he used to get bullied a lot, and like he would hide in the bathroom and then like do the voice of like a deep like teacher or something, like, what are you doing in there? And, and then he'd be like, and they'd run away. And then he got his like actual start doing like creature noises. And
yeah, I remember him talking about that on like one of his videos.
He's like D. Bradley Baker, who he similarly does a lot of like creature voices. He voiced Appa and Momo in Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm looking at his IMDb, and there's just so much there. I mean, he's one of the faces of voice acting. Ironically, one of the faces of voice acting, but one of the main voices, I guess, of this huge industry.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, he's been in countless stuff. Yeah, the Wolverine, the Deadpool game. Yeah, that's another Nolan North thing. But yeah, I don't know. He to me, like, that is Wolverine. But yeah, I don't have much else to say. I feel like I'm rambling.
Okay, well, I mean, that works. You talked about people that you liked as much as you could, and that's what works. That's what we're looking for on the show, I think.
Oh yeah.
I'll have to check it in with myself later. No, but thank you very much for your choices and your implied choices as well. So I guess that's that on Wolverine. And you said you'd absolutely know nothing on Wolverine?
Correct. I know that his first name is Logan. That's it. And that he's on like...
Wow.
Well, I guess I know nothing then.
Yep. Well, yeah, because that's just like a name that he chooses later after he loses his memory.
Oh.
Or they give it to him on like a name tag or something.
Yeah. So don't worry, don't you worry. We'll educate you later. We may not. I'm not specifying how we're going to do that, but we'll educate you. See, he's excited. He's jumping in the air. He's like, "Yay! I'm gonna learn about Wolverine,
That's my
even though I don't
exciting
want to."
scene.
So, yeah, there's that. Don't worry about it. We'll catch you up on Wolverine. So, like I said, thank you very much for talking about the voice actors of Wolverine, not Wolverine himself. And now we're going to go back to the wheel of mediocrity this time, because we've already found out who my favorite and least favorite person of the day was. So we have to find out today if I'm the host with the most or least. So that's going to be fun. And as the wheel spins, we're going to just spin for something that means absolutely nothing. It just makes me feel good if I get the most. And look at that! My second day in a row! I'm the host with the most, once again. I know, there is much excitement over this.
Add like a bunch of like crickets chirping right after you say that.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
But yeah, congrats. Sorry, I was just refitting the time. for the recording.
Yeah, sorry, I was thinking of something else completely.
Yep.
Alrighty. So, I walked into this topic, and I specifically chose Wolverine because I, a while ago, got done with a story involving Wolverine that was voiced by someone that was a very interesting choice. And I had a feeling, and my feeling was correct, that nobody would talk about this voice actor for Wolverine, so that's why I chose it. But as I mentioned before, Steve Blum and Hugh Jackman are kind of like the go-to actors, and because that's who is just very popular with Wolverine.
It's
But
funny,
this
both of
time,
us
I'm gonna-
I never picked them.
Yep.
I kind of did expect
Hey,
that.
And that's why you were my favorite person of the day.
Oh.
So there's
Awesome.
that. I'm going with a story and a actor that most people probably haven't heard, but I fell in love with it, and it's an audio drama that was made by Marvel. And they're two separate. Yeah, I think you know where I'm going with this.
I've watched it, I guess. Listened to it. Yeah, probably listened to it is the better terminology.
I don't think they have a video on it. It's not like
Yeah.
an audio anomaly to where we also have like a quote unquote visual.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's just on Spotify. Just listen to it.
Yeah, it's on Spotify. But I'll tell you, it's called. They're two separate stories, but it's the same character, like this same version of Wolverine. But Wolverine: The Long Night and Wolverine: The Lost Trail. And The Long Night is about like Wolverine kind of like in a murder mystery of like who's killing like people in Alaska, and he just so happens to be there. But he's not like the main focus. Like the main quote unquote main character are like people like from Alkali Lake, which is like run by the Sentinels. And then the second one, that's when he is the main character with like this kid named Marcus, and he's like in Louisiana, and they have to like find like this like a hidden place for mutants by the villain Mastermind. But this version of Wolverine is voiced by none other than Richard Armitage.
The Richard Armitage?
The Richard Armitage.
Richard Armitage.
Yeah, the guy that plays in that one guy in Castlevania that everybody seems to love.
Oh, is he the what is a man?
He's the God damn it, Trevor. Is that his name?
Yeah, Trevor
He's
Belmont.
there you go, Trevor Belmont. He's the Vampire Slayer.
Yeah.
But most people would recognize him because he got like his, I guess, visual debut in the Hobbit movies with Martin Freeman, because he plays Thorin Oakenshield.
Yeah, he's
that's
pretty
him.
famous for that one.
Crazy.
Who is also a relatively short man, so
Yeah, he was perfect. The only thing that was missing was putting him in front of a camera,
Yeah.
which they didn't do. So that was wasted potential right there. But oh well, that's in the past.
Hopefully, this audio drama, made officially by Marvel, will be his audition to maybe be him in the MCU. I don't know.
Who knows? Maybe. I would hope so.
Yeah, that'd be quite epic, frankly.
Yeah, that'd be pretty awesome. He actually he looks like he could be Wolverine. But the reason why I brought him up because he sounds fantastic as Wolverine. And he does a really good job like using an American or Canadian accent depending on how you want to classify him. But the point is, he doesn't sound British, which he is, but Wolverine is not, and he does a good job of making him sound not British. And in this, it's kind of like a mix between, I would want to say, Steve Blum's like melancholic self-loathing, like whenever he's like in like the more mature versions of Wolverine mixed with Wolverine's Hugh Jackman's Wolverine, especially like in the movie The Wolverine when he's like his self-loathing, and in Logan when like his self-loathing is like at a max. because in the long night, as we're following the agents who are investigating into these murders, they're hearing like audio clips or recordings of Logan, like say like on a phone or like a recorder, and like since he's not talking to them most of the time, he's talking to other people, like saying like, hey, I got to work in the shadows, or hey, meet me at this place. No, I'm not gonna work for you. I don't do that, like sort of stuff. Like the way he interacts with different characters, it's a very distinct way that he does it, and he portrays it very, very well from what I heard, because there are people in the show or the audio drama that Wolverine does not like, and like he really emphasizes like whenever like he doesn't like certain people, and even if there's like people he doesn't like, there's like a difference of like there's a certain amount that like he can use in his voice to like determine like I don't like this guy, and I really don't like this guy right here, because there's like a moment in there where like someone like finds out who Logan is. They're like, hey, I want to hire you for a job. He's like, I don't do that sort of stuff anymore. Find somebody else. And then like he finds out there's like a sentinel who's like cyborg. He's like, hey, can you like not play with your claws? He's like, why? I'm making you nervous. And then there's like people that he's like very sincere with. Like it's implied that like there's like this one woman, I think like her name, it's been a while, I think her name's Marine, but like there's like a part where he's like just drinking himself to death technically, while he's like trying to say like, I'm sorry I did all that stuff, I'm just a bad person. And is personally one of my favorite interpretations of Wolverine, because he figured out how to really play with the character, how to like make Wolverine just by the voice itself, nothing like no animation, no live action, nothing, just really use his voice to his advantage to like give out that he's closing himself off to people, or that he is very like he's very angry at something, but he's like being very quiet about it. He's very the point I'm trying to get across is he's very, very good with his voice to show what kind of emotions that Wolverine is going through and what he's thinking just by speaking alone, which is something that's very good to have when you're voice acting, because if the more you exaggerate, the more it's going to help your character, because there's only so much you can do with your voice alone, and he does that very, very well.
Yeah, when
what I've seen.
When I initially listened to this thing, like I definitely like had the fear of like it was going for like cliche horror type vibes, but yeah, with Wolverine's clarification of his emotions, that definitely helped things out there for sure.
Yeah. I wish more people would have listened to the audio drama itself. I guess it wasn't really all that popular, but like I said, it's on Spotify. So go listen to it, Wolverine, The Long Night, and The Lost Trail. But what do you guys think of Richard Armitage?
Yeah, Richard Armitage, like, yeah, he's pretty good as Wolverine. From what I've listened to the story, because I think I've only like listened to like I think the first 3 episodes of the first story, The Long Night, and they're like 20 minutes each, but like, you know, it goes on to full on horror sometimes. So like, you know, I'm listening to these at night and like, well, there goes my sleep, Wolverine. And but yeah, like his performance definitely is like very intense. It is both the easiest job that I believe Richard Armitage has ever gotten, and also the hardest in some ways, because like he's pouring his heart out for some sections of this, and like sometimes he's just like leaving a voice message, and it's like probably like a 1-day line at most.
I know, right? What's weird is it's not really weird, but I find interesting is that like in like the behind the scenes stuff, they mention that he works like very hard, like you mentioned, into like sounding like Wolverine in the sense of like how he reacts with his environment. There's like a part where they say like if you listen like very closely, like whenever Wolverine's claws come out, he'll like groan in pain to like let you know that like they're coming out of his arms.
Yeah.
And he was like very particular about like those little details.
Yeah, that is definitely an element of like high importance there. That whole struggle. I'd say that's the one thing that like my pick did not do actually. Milo, he did not struggle when it comes to the claws coming out. But to be fair, mine also like had extenuating circumstances for that one as well on a few occasions. But yeah. Like that is definitely very important to like feel the performance, especially in audio format, where like you don't know when the claws are coming out. They like usually have to tell you like in narration or something. To say like, oh my God, Wolverine's claws are coming out, or like someone describes it like they're doing War of the Worlds Wolverine style. Oh my God, what a peculiar man! His claws have been unleashed.
Is that adamantium pointing through his skin? What will he do?
Oh, that man is like, what's wrong with that guy over there? Well, it would appear that this man, and like this guy was like really dumb. He's like, I think he probably just has some adamantium skeleton that was forced upon him by a secret government organization that's now out for revenge. Is gonna kill anybody in its path.
I think he's some kind of Wolverine or something.
Wait, Wolverines look like that? Why, yes. That's exactly what Wolverines look like.
What a savage fellow!
Kinda X-Men or something.
What are we, some kind of X-Men?
Yep. Man with a million X's.
X-Men.
But yeah, like Richard Armitage, has a lot of intensity to him. I remember him, of course, as Thor in Oak and Shield, because, big LOTR fan. And like, yeah, he has a lot of intensity to him to really like bring things to a serious degree, to really allow you to know what that character is feeling, even being such a brooding soul like Wolverine. So, I just wish he got more to do in the first one, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense, like, for the story, like I said, since he's not really... I mean, the title's in his name, but, like, he's supposed to be, like, a vague character on purpose, as if, like, you're being introduced to him for, like, the first time.
Yeah, the main characters of it, I believe, are Sally Pierce and Tad Marshall.
Yes, even though they're cyborgs.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, now I think about it, I probably shouldn't have said too much if I wanted people to listen to it.
Yeah, probably shouldn't. That's okay. Marvel spoiled some of this themselves with their synopses. With some of the...
Well, yeah, but I know
some details
better.
I remembered.
I could have done better than them.
Yeah. Do better than them.
Don't be what they made you.
Yep.
We must be better.
So, yeah, there's that. Angelo, what do you think about Richard Armitage? Do you think he's a bad voice actor, or do you think he's a good one?
Absolutely horrible. Not deserving of the title of voice actor, in my humble opinion.
I mean, I don't think he's all that great in Castlevania, but I thought he was like perfect for Wolverine.
I don't know. I liked him in Castlevania.
Maybe it's just the writing. I think that's what throws me off. I don't really like the dialogue much in Castlevania, except for like Dracula speaking.
Yeah. Which one did he play? Because there's been a few Castlevanias I've seen by now.
That's not the point. We're here to talk about Wolverine.
Oh yeah, never mind. That'll be something for me to do myself.
That's your homework.
No, yeah. Excuse me there.
Well, okay, and I guess that pretty much wraps up everything. Everybody that was here got to talk about their favorite voice actors, for the most part, I believe, with the amount of knowledge of Wolverine that they have.
Yeah. Disclaimer: we did not forget about Steve Blum, people. I know we're probably gonna get comments about that.
Yeah, are you happy? Are you happy? We talked about the one guy that everyone knows as Wolverine.
Yeah.
We met the quota, okay? Is everybody happy? Good! Shut up about Steve Blum. Everyone loves him.
Yeah. Plus, we're probably gonna talk about him in other episodes. He's played other Marvel characters, too.
Yeah, but I don't really think, like, it's either he sounds too good for Wolverine, or either maybe that's, like, the main Marvel character that he's played, like, all over the years.
Yeah, that's, like, the main one, but yeah, he's also played a bunch of other ones as well. He's owned by them. Steve Blum's soul, it's possessed by Marvel.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that.
Yeah.
Just like Disney, like getting all these new voice actors, and then like the video games come out, and he's like, "Alrighty, well, it's been a great opportunity to work for Marvel, and where do you think you're going there, Mr. Bloom?" Wait, what?
Pulls chain.
They have their hand like patting a sniper rifle.
Who told you could leave the building, Steve?
Leaving? What?
We got so many paychecks for you already right here, and well, looks like those come with a contract. Wait, I didn't sign anything. Well, according to this contract here, it has your handwriting. I don't remember signing that. Well, that's irrelevant. Your memory doesn't work. That doesn't count here. You're already signed on for season 4 of Wolverine and the X-Men. Wait, no, I didn't sign up for that. No!
It cuts to him showing up for the next interview. He's like, "So, you're playing Wolverine again?" And he's like, "I'm very happy to be playing Wolverine again."
I'm so glad I got this privilege to continue on as this character.
I hope to play him for the rest of my life.
You hear in the earpiece?
More happy. Smile. Right now.
Smiles really wide with like tears streaming down his face. It's like Joker.
Well, we got Steve Blum to be with us. Who do we have left? And all you see is Troy Baker left on the list.
Yeah. Surprised he hasn't played Wolverine at this point.
Long story for a different time.
Or that's just like a Marvel end credit scene where you just see Troy Baker's name and then it just cuts to black.
Special thanks to Troy Baker. It's the only
For existing. Alright.
Well, I guess that'll do it this time. I guess that'll do it. Everybody got to talk about their voice actors and talk about Wolverine. Next time we'll talk about... I'll let Angelo pick the next character for next time, since we ended up going with someone he was not familiar with. So who's the next character going to be?
Should I be self-indulgent? Fuck it, Thor. Thor next time. Fuck y'all.
Okay, but if that's the case, I'm not picking you. Just to be fair, we're looking for actors who have been paid to play Thor.
Oh, damn.
Wait, who's to say that I didn't take on a different role where I was paid, huh?
Were you?
That's not important. It's a matter of principle.
Can we, by any chance, see your tax returns? we can just clear this up right now.
Yeah.
So anyway, thanks for listening.
Oh, man. I hope you all enjoyed our Wolverine voice actor picks.
Yep, next time's gonna be Thor. just because I wanted to be a sucker.
Milo, Richard Armitage, Mark Hamill, call us.
Yeah, we
We
can
got
get
some-
you on.
Yep. Yeah, we got got a lot of questions, and we're interested to see if you want to play Wolverine again. Just, for shits and giggles.
Yeah. One last ride,
Yeah, just do it for the fans.
Do it.
Just like Mark Hamill said to Ryan Johnson, Ryan, we got to think of the fans. I will complete that to where Ryan did not. Mark, if you're listening.
Yeah.
There's a really big chance that he's not, but just in case.
Yeah.
You never know.
Never know.
Exactly. You never know. Anyway, this has gone on long enough. We dragged this out kind of a little too long. The one continuous joke. I have been your host with the most this time. To my left, Victor the X-Man. To
Hello.
my right, Angelo, Why Hedge Dogs Fly. Boys, say bye.
The baby joke came back at the very end.
I thought that was a bird. I thought he was just trying to get his start like Steve Bloom.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. See, it all comes full circle.
And he's gonna go right up to Steve Bloom. The circle is now complete. When I left you, I was but the learner. Now I am the master.
He's like, so do you want an autograph or like? Thanks
for coming. Now I get lost. I to be honest, I don't really watch Star Trek. Is that from Star Trek? And he just leaves.
Alright.
Alrighty. Say bye, Victor, since Angelo already said bye.
Bye.
Alright, bye-bye.
Circa Barrage!